You never really know at the time how a player will age historically. I'll give you an example. At the time, a Joe Namath or a Brett Favre is viewed as an all-time talent. But the gunslinger label, because there are so many players, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Mahomes, Burrow, that play at such a highly efficient level, that gunslinger quarterback looks like dumb football. It's just not efficient enough. And so Joe Namath, who had more interceptions than touchdowns, it's not really discussed as an all-time great quarterback, which was unthinkable when he retired. Brett Favre doesn't really feel like a top 10 quarterback. Top 10 iconic, top 10 most popular, yes. Top 10 all-time quarterback, just not efficient enough. Too many mistakes. He's not even the best Green Bay quarterback ever. Aaron Rodgers is. So you never really know how a player in his prime is going to age. And so when I look at the all-time starting five in NBA history, I've always felt it's Magic at the point, Michael Jordan at the 2, LeBron at the 3, Larry Bird, the other forward, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Michael did everything well. LeBron does everything well. And Kareem, similarly, was a dominant defender, a dominant scorer. And I always thought Magic was really going to be virtually impossible to replace. But unlike Michael or Kareem or LeBron in their prime, Magic Johnson was not a great defender. He was not a great scorer. He had a very short career. And I think if you look at basketball over the next 100 years and beyond, the three-point shot makes Magic less significant. The two things Magic had that were unique. One, his sheer size. But now Giannis brings the ball up the court. Jokic is a point center. Kevin Durant can handle the ball. At the time, a 6'8" point guard felt like one of one all time. Such a unicorn. So unique. Everybody handles the ball now. So over the test of time, that's not a unique skill by Magic. Secondly, Magic was not a great shooter. Certainly not a great three-point shooter. You really need to be. And if you aren't Michael Jordan, then you have to be great at other things. Michael was the best on-ball defender in the league, the best scorer, the best mid-range player, the most relentless player, the greatest effort, the best player in crisis or clutch situations. Michael did so many things well. He, over the test of time, ages better. LeBron, halfway through his career, became a much better perimeter shooter. He ages well. We don't expect our centers to be great three-point shooters, but Kareem was a dominant offensive and defensive standard in the league in his prime for 10, 15 years. I think Steph Curry and Magic now, if I have to size them up, if you take the finals MVP from Steph and the 50-point performance in Game 7, I think there's a valid argument Steph's the greatest point guard of all time. He's a much greater scorer than Magic. He's a much, much greater offensive player than Magic Johnson. Terrific ball handler. Neither are great defenders. It's not that Magic doesn't age well, but he doesn't age as well as other stars because Magic was never a great defensive player. He was never a great scorer. His ability to do many things, he could play center, he could play forward. It's not that he couldn't score. But the most important thing in basketball has always been putting the ball in the basket. That's why LeBron and Larry Bird and Kareem and Michael Jordan are in that starting five. And I look at Steph Curry, and it's not just that he's a great scorer. He's the greatest shooter of all time. That is game-changing. Magic didn't change the game. He was just uniquely gifted. LeBron hasn't really changed the game. He's just uniquely gifted. Steph has changed the game. So when you add that component that he's literally revolutionized the sport. AAU, high school, college, pro basketball, international basketball with a three-point shot. If I had to choose an all-time team, I think I'd choose Steph Curry. I know it feels hyperbolic, but not everybody ages perfectly. Magic had a very short career. Steph's career is longer. Steph won pre-KD, with KD, post-KD. At this age, to drop 50 in a Game 7, to reduce De'Aaron Fox, Klay Thompson, Wiggins, Draymond Green, Sabonis to bystanders, look like rotational players in that second half, is all-time stuff. And I know this sounds like, Colin, you're overreacting, but if you take the MVP of the finals last year, and that stuff matters, probably more than it should, but and you combine it with this, I think over the course of time, we're going to look at basketball as two different sports. Pre-3, post-3. And post-3 is never relinquishing its importance to pre-3. That's Jurassic. That's dinosaur basketball. Nobody cares about it. Gunslinger for quarterback is dinosaur football. It's not going to age well. And Favre and Magic are both all-time talents. But I don't know how you watch basketball going forward the last 12 years forward and not consider Steph Curry the most lethal and dangerous and gifted point guard of all time. It just feels different. His ability to score low, floaters, mid, decoy, three, unlimited range. And because of the way he plays, he's got 4 or 5 more years, 3 more peak years, 4 or 5 or 6 more years. It's going to be a longer career than Magic Johnson. That's how great Steph is. I think today you say, well, Colin, what if somebody surpasses LeBron? LeBron, again, his game will serve the test of time. I feel, I didn't know that 10 years ago, but as he's become a better perimeter player, his ability to win with different coaches, different styles, different franchises, different teammates, there's nothing ever been like it. Even Michael Jordan had limitations. He won with Phil, he won with Scottie, and nobody else. I think Steph, to me, feels like the best point guard in the history of the sport.